Chapter 3 Prophethood. The Cave of Hira. When Muhammad, peace be upon him, reached the age of 40, he became more inclined towards seclusion, meditation, and worship. He chose the cave of Hira for meditation and worship. This cave is situated at a distance of 2 miles from Makkah towards north. It is difficult to reach the cave in one go without having a rest on the way. Muhammad, peace be upon him, took his food with him and used to sit in this cave for days having deep thought about the world, its creator, and the people. He disliked the bad habits of the people and hated the idol worship. He wanted to change them but did not know how to do it. He used to stay in the cave until his food finished. Then he would go home, get some more food, and come back into the cave again. During the month of Ramadan, he used to spend most of his time in the cave of Hira. The mountain where this cave is situated is called Jabal Nur, the mountain of light, because the light of Islam first shone on it. It was in the cave of Hira that Muhammad, peace be upon him, received his first revelation. The beginning of revelation. Before the beginning of revelation, Muhammad, peace be upon him, started having true dreams. Whatever he saw in the dream became true. These dreams were so clear as if he was actually seeing something happening in the daylight. It was Monday, the 21st of Ramadan, 10th August 610 AD. Muhammad, peace be upon him, was 40 years, 6 months and 12 days old according to the lunar calendar, and 39 years, 3 months and 22 days old according to the solar calendar. He was in the cave of Hira as usual. Suddenly the angel Jibreel appeared before him and asked him to read. Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "I cannot read." The angel got hold of him and pressed him so hard that he could not bear any more. Then the angel released him and asked him to read. Muhammad, peace be upon him, again said, "I cannot read." The angel again pressed him so hard that he could bear no longer. Then he released him and asked him to read. Muhammad again answered, "I cannot read." Then the angel pressed him hard, released him, and said, "Ikra bismi rabbika allazi khalaq, khalaqal insana min alaq, ikra wa rabbukal akram, allazi allama bil kalam, allamal insana ma lam ya'lam." Read in the name of your Lord, who created man from a blood clot. Read, and your Lord is most gracious, who taught man by the pen and taught man what he knew not. This was the first revelation, and it was a completely new experience for Muhammad, peace be upon him. He never expected it. It was so sudden and unexpected that it left Muhammad, peace be upon him, stunned. The burden of responsibility of prophethood was so great that he came home shivering under its weight and asked Khadija to cover him with something. She covered him with a blanket. After resting for a while, he told Khadija what had happened and said, "I fear for my life." She told him not to worry and said, "You treat your relatives with kindness and respect. You always speak the truth. You bear the burden of the helpless and help the poor and needy. You honor your guests and participate in all the good deeds. By Allah, He will not let you down." These words of consolation helped Muhammad, peace be upon him, overcome his fears. Then Khadija took him to her cousin, Waraka bin Nawfal, who was a Christian scholar. He was very old and blind. Khadija told him what had happened to Muhammad, peace be upon him. After confirming the story from Muhammad, peace be upon him, Waraka said, "It is the same angel who appeared to Prophet Musa. I wish I were alive and strong when your people will turn you out of Makkah." Muhammad, peace be upon him, asked in surprise, "Will they expel me from Makkah?" "Surely," said Waraka. "Never has it happened that a man came with a message and mission as yours, and he was not opposed by his own people. I will help you if I lived till then. Waraka did not live long after that. Muhammad was now convinced of his great mission and could visualize the difficulties which were lying ahead. After this first revelation, Muhammad, peace be upon him, did not receive any new revelation for some days. But Jibreel appeared to him for a number of times during this period and assured him of his prophethood. This suspension of revelation was meant to prepare him mentally for the great job of inviting people to the oneness of Allah. Kinds of revelation. Number 1, the true dreams. Number 2, the angel used to put something in his mind without being seen. Number 3, the angel came in the form of a man, and the Prophet, peace be upon him, memorized what he said. Sometimes he was seen by the companions as well during this kind of revelation. Number 4, the Prophet, peace be upon him, used to hear the sound like that of a bell. This was the hardest kind of revelation. He used to sweat even during severe winter, and if he was riding his she-camel, she used to sit because of the unbearable burden. Number 5, he used to see the angel in his real form, and he gave the message of his Lord to the Prophet, peace be upon him. It happened twice. Number 6, the revelation that was given to him during the night of Miraj in the heavens. Number 7, the direct conversation of Allah with him from behind the curtain, as he did with Musa, peace be upon him.